Avoid the lottery of FIFA points. Head over to u7bike.com. Use the code TVM at checkout for a 5% off. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to another video. Today, confirmed transfers. There are a lot of rumours in this, although there are also a lot of confirmed deals as well. In fact, the first player we're going to kick off with is a confirmed deal, so look forward to that. Before we get into it though, if you do go on to enjoy it, do me a favour and hit that like button if you want to see more. Obviously subscribe to the channel, and can you tell me, answers in the comments, is it the text that's slanted or is the card slanted? Because it definitely is slanted. I know which it is because I've done it on purpose. I don't think I like it, but let me know which. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into the first player, and it's Lee Catamol from Sunderland to VVV Venlo. I don't know if they're called VVV Venlo or just Venlo, but either way, of course, I think he was released by Sunderland, wasn't he? Or he just left, and he's gone and joined Venlo. A bit of a weird one. Very, very strange. I didn't ever think I'd see Lee Catamol play for anyone other than Sunderland, and maybe I could see him dropping down divisions in England, but I definitely didn't see him going abroad, but, well, he has. This next deal isn't a confirmed transfer, but it's probably something that will happen. Chong to PSV or even Feyenoord, because both clubs are interested, but only as a loan. It won't be a permanent transfer. They're interested in getting the youngster over. I don't really know why they would want to loan a youngster. I mean, he's decent, sure, but surely he's not good enough to get into the team. But then again, PSV have just let go Lozano. Maybe they are looking for a quick fix, and they believe Chong to be that quick fix. The first bid was rejected. Let's see what happens over the next couple of weeks. And speaking of Lozano, of course, he's gone to Napoli. Deal completed, I believe it was this morning. It might have been late last night. Either way, he went for 34, just over 34 million. Which, I don't know, in this day and age, whether that's a good deal or not. I'm guessing it probably is a good deal. 34 million for a player of Lozano's quality, although he hasn't proven it in a quote-unquote big league. No disrespect to the Dutch league, that's just what other people are saying. But, yeah, would be interesting to see how he gets on in Italy. And if you are on the Football Index, by the way, he's not that expensive. Remember this guy? Slimani. Well, technically speaking, he is still a Leicester player, but he's just moved to Monaco on loan. I believe there is a mandatory fee of 4.5 million to be paid to Leicester after the deal is complete, and he will become a fully fledged Monaco player. I think that's the way that it works. It's basically a loan with a future fee, but I'm not sure. It's a little bit confusing. I can't really read it properly, but either way, he is now a Monaco player. Daniel Sturridge has finally found himself a club. Of course, he was released by Liverpool in the summer, having just won the Champions League with them, and just sort of mooched around the US for a while, lost his dog, got his dog back again, and now plays for Trabzonspor. Yeah, a bit of a weird one, that. I don't really understand it. I'm guessing it was because money, and maybe he thought he could tear the Turkish league up. He probably can, to be fair. He's still good enough to be able to play in the Premier League, in my opinion, but it's a bit of a weird one how he chose to go there. Let's see how he gets on. Dolberg up next, and this one's a rumour mill. This isn't a confirmed transfer, but Nice have got new owners, or maybe they're about to get new owners. I'm not quite sure the situation there. However, the new owners, or potential new owners, are massive fans of Dolberg, and Dolberg, I believe, has been sitting out of the Ajax squad recently. Many people are speculating whether he's actually going to stay with Ajax, but a lot of people saying that if this guy takes over Nice, then his first signing will be Dolberg. So that's where that story came from. There's no actual news, but it's worth mentioning just in case. This next one confuses me, right? Frank Ribery, he left Bayern in the summer, of course. I honestly thought he'd retire or maybe go to the MLS or something. No, he's gone to Fiorentina. A good team, and they've built a good team over the summer. Well-established Italian league side, of course. But that's what I don't understand. Why would you go from Bayern Munich, where you're still playing at the top of your game, almost? Because the goal that he scored on his last game was incredibly good. He dribbled through like 3 or 4 players and just popped it past the keeper. It was a phenomenal goal. He's still able to do that. He's capable. So why are you going from Bayern, German champions? We are still able to get into the starting 11 because they wouldn't have replaced him. They've barely replaced him now. They've got, what, Ivan Perisic? Good player, but they wouldn't have got him if Frank had stayed. They would have just kept Ribery there. Why move to Fiorentina? Why not stay at Bayern? Maybe there's something I've not read there. Maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe you want to end on a high. I don't know. Let me know down below if you know. It's just a bit weird, that's all. Not sure how many people will care outside of Spurs fans for this one, but and Kudou has joined Besiktas. Sort of loaned out a few times here or there, and now he's gone to Besiktas. As probably the last we'll ever hear of him as well, to be fair. Just not a player that ever really managed to break through. And speaking of players who never managed to break through, I'm guessing Alexis Sanchez regrets that move to Manchester United now and wish he'd stayed at Arsenal. But there we go. He may very well be joining his former Manchester United teammate Romelu Lukaku at Inter, believe it or not. Interesting signing that would be. But it's not something that's set in stone. This is definitely in the rumour mill. I say rumour mill. There have been offers back and forth. There's been news clippings and all sorts of stuff. It looks like it's going to happen. It's just a case of when. Will it happen before the window, or is it going to be a January transfer? Hopefully beforehand, for his sake at least. Victor Wanyama up next, and although this isn't a confirmed deal, from what I'm reading, it's basically done. There's just a few little sort of things to finalise. But yeah, it looks like he's off to Club Bruges in Belgium. Haven't really seen an awful lot of Victor Wanyama since joining Spurs, to be fair. I think he left Southampton, didn't he? In my opinion, he should never have left Southampton. Just stayed there, you know, etched out a career as a club legend or something. But off he goes to Club Bruges, and hopefully he does better there than he did at Spurs. Now we're into the big boys. Gareth Bale, potential move to PSG. I mean, by itself, this story doesn't really have any legs. He's obviously, he was out of favour at Madrid. Zidane came back. They don't really get on. Zidane didn't want him there. Said that he was happy for him to leave. Said he wasn't part of the plans. And then all of a sudden, there's an injury to a Real Madrid player. And Bale is recalled, and all of a sudden he's the golden boy again. I wouldn't take it if I was Bale, but that's just me. There were rumours that he was going to go to China. That fell through. He would have been literally the world's highest paid player of all time. But why PSG? Well, there's something hinging on this deal, and it involves a certain little Brazilian. And I am, of course, talking about Neymar. Now, this was a move that was always going to happen. It's not confirmed yet. The saga will probably go on up until about 3 days before the deadline day. But that's just because I think they just love drama, to be honest. Maybe part of the Football Index and they want to get a media buzz. If you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, go check out the Football Index. Link down below. Use my code and all that good stuff. Now, Neymar was obviously a Barcelona player. I think he wanted to go to Madrid. Madrid wanted him, but they didn't want to sell directly to Madrid for obvious reasons. They are rivals, and there was some financial fair play nonsense in there as well. So what better way to get him from Barca to Madrid without kicking up that much of a fuss than to use a third party? PSG are literally a blank checkbook. Will sell him to PSG for a stupid amount of money. They will then sell him to Real Madrid and make even more money, and that's how Neymar gets his move to Madrid. That was always the plan, in my opinion, and from what I was reading, as soon as the deal was made, he was only going to be there a season. He's obviously turned out to be a little bit longer than that, but it does look like he's on his way to Madrid. Like I said, the deal isn't finalised. There's talk of, you know, Bale going the other way. There's an 8-figure sum being brandished around, as well as maybe a couple of other players. James Rodriguez is the most recent one to be thrown into the mix. So who knows what's going to happen, but I'm almost certain that Neymar will be a Real Madrid player by the end of the Spanish transfer window. And to finish things off, two rumoured deals here. Now, Juventus have been buying players left, right and centre. They're actually rumoured to be interested in Neymar himself as well. I mean, that's a lot of money to spend because they've gone a little bit crazy. You know, they bought Ronaldo last season. They went a little bit crazy this year by buying players. They've managed to keep hold of Dybala, etc. So I would imagine they're going to need to start selling some people. I mean, they've sold Moise Kean, I suppose, with like 30-something million. But just trying to recoup some of the money. This could be another deal. Barcelona, do they really need a centre-back? And do they need I wouldn't say average. I think Rugani's a little bit above average. But do they really need someone of this quality when they could go for someone so much better? I'm not sure. But they do have Chiellini, Bonucci. They've just signed De Ligt. I don't think Rugani really features. So I could definitely see him moving on. Whether it's Barcelona or not, though, remains to be seen. Sticking with Juventus for our final player, Mario Mandzukic. This is an interesting one because there's several sort of parts to this. Bayern only really have the one striker in Robert Lewandowski. They don't have another breakthrough striker. They've lost Robben, they've lost Ribery. Yes, they've gained Coutinho and Perisic, but I think they could probably do with another maybe rotational striker. So Mandzukic would be a good shout. He's quite similar to Lewandowski in that sense. However, would Juve let him go? They've already sold Moise Kean to Everton. They haven't signed another striker, although technically speaking they have got Higuain back from his loan at Chelsea. which is interesting. So I suppose if they were to keep Higuain, there would then be 3 strikers at the club if you include Ronaldo in that. Do they really need 3? So yeah, I could definitely see him moving, and to Bayern as a sort of replacement or a backup to Robert Lewandowski. Yeah, sure, why not? That's going to do it for today's episode though. If you want to see more of this type of thing, of course the English transfer window is shut, but we can still cover Europe. Not that there's an awful lot of news to mention, but when there is news, maybe I could make a video on it if you guys are interested. If I've left any out, or maybe there's a big signing that you're excited for this season, leave it in the comments down below. Smack the like button if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.